Hello and welcome to Wealthy for Real. Here's an age-old question that's caused lots of debate over decades, even centuries. Does money make us happy? There have been countless studies over the years aiming to find the answer to this question. And although each study that was conducted came to slightly different findings, all of them were able to come to a pretty general consensus when it came to answering the question, can money buy happiness? The answer was overwhelmingly yes. But also, it depends. Let me explain. Of the studies that have been conducted on this topic, the research has time and time again supported one of the following three notions. 1. Money does make you happier, but only up to a certain point. 2. Money makes you happier when you spend it on others. Or 3. Money makes you happier when you spend it in a way that's aligned with your values. Based on each of these findings, here's how you can use your money to make you happy. Several studies have shown that making more money does make a person happier, but only up to a certain dollar amount. This amount has varied from study to study, but the number has ranged from $75,000 a year in a 2010 study up to $105,000 a year in a more recent study. This diminishing marginal utility that money has is likely due to the fact that when a person is bringing in a lower annual salary, the majority of the money coming in is being used to cover their basic needs like food, shelter, transportation, and other everyday purchases needed for survival. A large portion of respondents to one study reported that unexpected expenses are a primary source of worry for them. Once a person is earning over a certain amount, all of their basic needs are covered, and their focus is redirected from worrying about being able to cover the necessities to increasing their earnings in order to acquire more material possessions or as a comparison to peers around them. According to one of the studies, this could be a tipping point to where more money begins to result in lower well-being compared to any money earned before that point. Here's how we can use our money to make us happier given this information. Make sure your basic necessities are comfortably covered. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, the first thing you need to do is figure out how to change that. Start tracking where every penny of your income is going and determine any areas where you're spending more than you need to and can cut out or reduce those expenses. Simultaneously, figure out ways that you can increase your income so that you can build up an emergency fund of at least 6 months of your expenses. Once you have a cushion of savings under your belt, you'll feel much less anxiety about the prospect of not being able to cover basic necessities if an unexpected event were to occur. This enables you to be able to focus on how else you can spend any additional money coming in to increase your level of happiness. Which brings us to the next research-proven notion. In addition to studies done on how a person's happiness is affected by how much money they make, there have also been several studies conducted on how a person's happiness is affected by what they do with any discretionary or excess income they make as well. These studies have shown that when given the opportunity to either spend newly gained money on themselves or on someone else, people who spent on others felt more pleasure from their spending decision. With this information in mind, here's how we can use our money to make us happier. Give charitable donations to organizations or causes that you feel a personal connection to, or give thoughtful gifts to loved ones, whether for a special occasion or just because. Now, although studies have shown that giving to others can increase a person's happiness, there are also real-world examples of this not exactly proving to be true. Take the case of Texas lottery winner Billy Bob Harrell Jr. In 1997, Billy won a $31 million jackpot in the Texas Lotto. After his win, he was quick to help out everyone around him that was in need. He donated a large sum of money to his church, took his family on vacations, bought cars and houses for friends and family members, offered cash to his church's congregation when they were in need. But less than 2 years after his win, Billy was so unhappy that he committed suicide. Now, if just giving or spending money on others was a clear-cut way to find happiness, Billy would likely still be here with us today. But I believe that Billy was missing what was the final proven notion that these studies on money and happiness have found. In order to put your money toward things that align with your values, you first need to determine what those values are. Find out what you're passionate about, what you enjoy, and start taking steps to putting more of your money toward those things. Money and value are not the same thing. In fact, several of the studies that supported this conclusion found that people are happier when they value their time more than their money and use their money to support that. Here's how you can do the same thing. In a study conducted on this topic, a large sample of people reported that they feel that they don't have enough time to do the things that they would like to do, often due to having demanding jobs. They felt like there was a necessary trade-off between time and needing to earn money. Once you find out what you value the most or what you're most passionate about, consider a career change or starting a side hustle that's more aligned with those values. That way, you're spending more time doing what you value and enjoy and have the added benefit of being paid for it as well. Put money toward being able to engage in more activities that allow you to experience the things that make you happy. Instead of spending most of your excess income on material things, spend it on experiences that bring you joy. Find an organization that has the same values as you and volunteer your time to help support that mission. Having cash reserves in an emergency fund, as mentioned earlier in this video, will allow you to have more financial stability and confidence that you'll have the time and ability to participate in these types of things. Budget to be able to pay for time-saving services so that you can free up time to do more things that you do enjoy. Once you're at a point where you have enough discretionary income to do so, consider outsourcing services that you don't personally enjoy doing, like house cleaning, lawn maintenance, or cooking, to help free up some additional time and reduce any additional stress that may lead to a decrease in overall happiness. The moral of the story here is that money is important, but it should support the greatest priorities of your life, not become the greatest priority of your life. With all that said, if you made it this far through the video, thank you for watching. I'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let me know what are some ways that you use your money as a tool to help you find happiness. Also, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, please like this video and subscribe to get more videos with information on small steps that you can take today toward the goal of becoming wealthy for real.